Welcome everybody to Lime Rock Park in my new Subaru Levorg. We didn't qualify for this race, so we're going to start off in position 14, which is pretty much down the back end of the pack. It is quite a full lobby. If you haven't driven this car yet, this car is a rear-wheel drive touring car, so it can be a little bit tail happy in certain situations, or pretty much every situation to be fair in this car, but it is a really nice car to drive, providing you tame it. The way I say tame it is, it's like one of those little dogs, right? And those little dogs get very excited very easily, and then it pees everywhere. And that is exactly what this car is like. It gets excited very easily, pees everywhere, and you just got to look at it and go, oh, well, you know, good boy, I know it's exciting for you. But it is an absolute laugh to drive, and oddly enough, I felt more confident in this car, shall I say. Sort of confident whilst also nervous at the same time. So it became a little bit more aggressive, but a little bit more hesitant in certain situations. But once the back end does step out, you do get an awesome slide to go with it. Although you lose time, you look good doing so. So that is what matters the most, and you get style points. Going round for lap 2, we have gained a few positions. We are now down to position 11, which I think is not too bad overall. Coming around these two corners now, we do have a link in our rearview mirror looking to make a move as we're going over the curbs a little bit and accelerating out the other side. The Audi up in front has made a mistake, so I'm going to see if I can capitalize upon that. Take the inside line here, rubbing that curb on the right hand side, getting very close to the Audi. If anything, door rubbing and accelerating out the other side, thus gaining another position. Coming around this corner now, could have done with a bit more power. Down the hill we go into 5th gear and over the curb we go. Just a little touch of that curb, accelerating full throttle out the other side. Probably could have gone through there a little bit faster. This car does like to bite your face off sometimes, so when you do absolutely send it into a corner, you have to be mindful the forgiveness is not as forgiving as other cars. So when you do carry a little bit too much speed, it will slide out far more than, let's say, a front wheel drive car. But in other scenarios, you can take a corner much faster than you can on a front wheel drive car. So it swings in roundabouts, and this car does have its strengths as well within tyre wear and things like that. It is far more forgiving on tyres. Being rear wheel drive, it's not hammering the life out just one axle, while also this car does really have some good power behind it as well, especially in a straight line run. Because of the characteristics of this car, you can run a lot less downforce, thus it is much quicker in a straight line. Coming up behind the Audi, see the speed I'm carrying up behind. I'm going to swing to the right hand side, make that move on them, take in position 9, braking at the 200 meter marker, and then turning in. Ultimately, I do gain that position. They did outbrake me a little bit, but I did have the inside line on the next corner, and yeah, we have capitalized upon that. Now we just need to make a move on the Golf up ahead, as I'm trying to tame the back end as it was going a little bit skitty, and trying to settle down, boys, settle down, behave yourself. Just a touch of the brakes here, 4th gear, accelerate up the hill, see the slide right there. I look good doing it, but thus I lost a bit of time. Going around this corner now, just a touch of the brakes, rub that curb. I want to really go over that curb rather than give it that little touch like I did, because it does bounce you out. Over this curb here, 5th gear, accelerating out the other side again. I could have carried more power, but I do have the Golf up in front giving me a little bit of tow, so I'm going to catch up to them relatively quickly. Being on to lap 7, trying to make a move on the Golf on the right hand side. They're going to have the inside line in the next corner. They are defending rather well, thus slowing us all down in total, because they have the inside line. They're going to be slower through the corner, and I can't overtake the outside without sacrificing either A, control, or B, speed. So trying to make a move again. There's a car facing the wrong way. Car's just rejoined the track. Don't give me a penalty, please don't give me a penalty. And yeah, no penalty, thank you for that. You know what the penalty system's like. You probably would have blamed me for them rejoining, and a bit of collision there. So I wonder what happened there, not 100% sure, but we do have a little bit of tail out happiness, and the Golf up in front is getting away. Audi to my right hand side, well, my rear view mirror, tried making a move on the inside there. I cut them off, or defended, whichever way you want to see it. and thus they couldn't take that position. Catching up to the Golf up in front, braking at a 200 meter board, down to third gear here, holding and letting the car coast round this inside line and accelerating out of the corner. There we are, a little bit of tail out happiness there, and trying to catch up to this Golf up in front. Now I do have a feeling this Golf might be running medium tyres, so on this lap their tyres are going to be probably on minor wear. So if that is the case, hopefully I can make a move. I'm going to see if I can stick my nose somewhere. Ultimately it's not going to happen, but because they were watching what I was doing, they have gone wide, and that might actually give them a penalty. Yep, 0.2 second penalty it has given them. And yeah, although I would have preferred a position, I'm going to have to try again on this final lap. Coming around here now, accelerating out of the corner, trying to stay within their toe, thus getting a bit more speed. They're going to defend, I'm pretty sure, again. They'll be braking at a 200 meter marker, down to third gear here, and just sending up the inside because I know they're going to have worn tyres. Keeping that inside line, and look how smooth that overtake was, or undertake, whichever you want to see it. Really now I want to overtake this car up ahead as well. We have one lap to go. Their tyre is going to be goosed. I'm holding on for dear life on... going to be clicking onto minor wear in a moment, but I'm nowhere near what everybody else is in the front wheel drive. So hopefully, just a touch of brakes here. Look how much quicker I am catching up to the Audi up in front. Really trying to see if I can make a move now. Touch of the brakes here. Hopefully they go a bit wide. Oh, they're holding that inside. Come on, get inside. Power, power, power. You can make it work. They're squeezing me. I've got nowhere to go, so I'm going to have to back out. And they really are slowing me down here. Come on, get out of the way. Oh dear, now the Golf is looking to make a move, but they do have the 0.4 second penalty. That's a shame, but we are going to hold on to position 5 at the end of this race. But it's not over yet. We're going to head back to Lime Rock Park during the day and see if we can do any better. But before we get there, I'd like to take a moment out to thank our channel members, which are Andy Good, Jeffrey Anderson, DMC Motorsport, Sigmatic, Daniel Adams, John Burns, AK47 and Uncle Bonu. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And if you enjoy what you're seeing here, why not hit that subscribe button down below. Right, Lime Rock Park during the day, we're starting off position 13, so one up from what we did previously. Let's get to it. I have made a few changes to the tuning setup, so hopefully the back end of the car is a tiny bit more stable, as you do get a great start off the line. Going to keep to the right hand side, have the inside line in the next corner. Hopefully everybody bottles up into each other and goes pretty much like that, actually. That couldn't have really gone any better. Look at making the inside move on the Honda Civic and accelerating out the other side. Again, getting onto that power a touch too early, possibly. The back end stepping out. Now, just to overtake this MG up ahead, that's what you're stopping for. Like, mate. And then it ramming me back. Oh, dear me. Like, you braked on the corner. You know, you can accelerate out or whatever. Anyway, coming around this corner now, up the hill we go. Up this hill, you got to be a bit careful because when you do lift off and the wheels come back down, the rear wheel tires may spin at different speeds, thus the back end can get a bit funky. Coming around here now, we are 2.1 seconds from the car in front. Position 1's just gained themselves a 0.7 second penalty, which is quite a chunk, especially on lap 1. Braking at a 200 meter board, down to third gear here, and coasting it round this corner. Really 2 seconds ahead, 2 seconds away, sorry, from the cars up ahead. Really wanted to catch them up as quickly as possible and then make a few more gains up along the pack. We have a Ford Focus and a DHL. Oh, well, the Ford Focus has gone off track and met the wall and given themselves a good old 720 kickflip right there. Going round here now, accelerating up the hill, and we are now 2 seconds away from 00 revolutions up ahead in the DHL Audi. As I do come around this corner a little bit too hot, back end stepping out, and I've lost myself a good second almost, I reckon. 2.6 seconds, 0.6 seconds away there. I lost a bit too much time going a little bit tail happy through that section. Braking at the 200 meter board, down to third gear and turning in. This car really does brake very, very well, and I think it outbrakes a lot of the other cars, which is quite nice because when I brake at the 200 meter board, I can really brake and turn in quite early, and the car is relatively stable. Lap 7, we have actually caught up to revolutions up ahead, and they are trying to battle another Audi. I'm going to look up the inside to make a move, ultimately back out because I knew they're going to turn in and pretty much block me or cut my nose off. good defensive move right there. I know some people are not too keen on it. For me, they, you know, they've got to go somewhere, and if they're going to close the door, they close the door well on that corner. So, you know, each to their own. Braking down here, 4th gear, accelerating out to the side. It's just a case I've got to make a move somewhere else, and I'm going to make that move. You are not getting away. I tell you, this Lavore gets me a bit more aggressive than what I should be. Whether that's a good thing or not, you have to let me know down in the comments below. But we are going to have a great run down here now. I'm going to send it to the right hand side. There we go. Thank you very much. Braking at a 200-meter board. Down the 3rd gear, side by side with the Audi. They ultimately back out a little bit. I'm going to go through this corner. Oh, that Audi has had a bit of tail out happiness there. Whether they did a handbrake turn or not, who knows? But coming around here now, we need to catch up to Wazoo up in front. I wonder if that's the same Wazoo of the one of the Lion King. Who knows? Anyway, coming around here now. And accelerating out the corner. Touching the brakes here. 4th gear, up the hill we go. And that was quite close to the track limits. Tyres are looking pretty good. Not far off having a minor wear. The front-wheel drive cars at the Audi up in front should possibly already be on minor wear. So now it's a case of reeling them in. I can see them just ahead. Gonna see if I can get a good old run, a bit of slipstream. We are on our final lap now. Braking at a 200-meter board, down the 3rd gear, turning in. Not going to be able to have the inside line. Am I? I'm going to stick my nose there. Contact has been made. Oh, I don't want to be too contactful. So what we're going to do is give them the old touring car kiss. There we go. I am behind you. And they go off track. That off track has nothing to do with my touring car kiss, guys, just to let you all know. Coming around here now. Accelerating up the hill we go. A little bit of tail out twitching us there. Accelerating a bit more, touching the brakes over the curb and giving it a nice good old slide. Left hand side tyres are on minor wear, but we are about to finish this race in position 4, which I think is very, very good. And we're only 10 seconds off, really, off position 1, so I don't think that is bad overall. But you're gonna have to let me know what you think down in the comments below. What is our best time? 53.346, and Lavore and P1 did a 52.772. Not bad overall, but we're going to head over to Watkins Glen now to see what this track can entail, or pretty much what more mischief we can get up to. We're going to start in the race off in position 19. It was a full lobby, so we didn't qualify, pretty much starting really down the far back of the pack. I have not started this far down the pack in a very, very long time. Usually when I don't qualify, I start roughly around the 1 or 2 places after the person that's not qualified. But surprisingly enough, coming around through here, everything is everywhere, and we actually gained a few positions. We're now in position 14, which I think is really good for turn 1. And we didn't have anybody sending off to oblivion, so there we go, catching up to the Gulf up in front. Really getting a good run right now. We're doing 143 miles per hour. I'm going to look up the inside here, looking out for the ambulance on the left hand side, hard on the brakes down to 4th gear, bunking it up a little bit, and it's absolutely going sideways, holding it sideways, and doing a beautiful overtake and going off track, thus giving us a 0.8 second penalty for style points, because there's no way you could do an overtake like I've just done, absolutely sideways, and managed to hold on to it. That was funky, but there we go. We are now catching up to a Red Bull livery Audi up in front, so we all know what that means. Coming around this corner in 4th gear, accelerating out of the other side, keeping back of your left hand side here, touch of the brakes, and then accelerating out of this corner again. The Audi goes into the wall and goes a little bit into the side of me, but another position has been gained. Now we are in position 9, but we do have to bear in mind though, we do have that 0.8 second penalty, so when we do gain a position, we also need to gain 0.8 seconds on top. Whilst my back end goes to the line, and the Forza Stewart says that is also a 0.2 second penalty for showing off. So yeah, thank you stewards, that was well earned, really, really well earned. Right, now we're 0.5 seconds from the car behind, 1 second from the car up in front, braking at the ambulance, down to 4th gear here, about 100 miles an hour through this section. rubbing his curbs as much as you can, really getting over them. And wow, that car had the old spinneroo problem. Coming around this corner now, see the hut and start accelerating out the other side and trying to catch up to the Honda Civic up in front, which is Chippinator. Yeah, why do you people pick hard names? Like, you know, Steve would have been easy, you know, breaking at a 200 meter board, down to 4th gear here and accelerating out the side. TGRC 77 up ahead in an Audi. We'll see if we can make a move on them. They hit the wall, thus it's going to slow them down. I get a little bit of funkiness, slows me down. Dear me, that could have been another position gained right there. Never mind, braking at the 200 meter board, down to 3rd gear here and accelerating out of the other side. Been a little bit slow through that corner, thus everybody is getting away from me, which is an absolute shame. Could have gone through that a lot quicker. But thankfully we are in the slipstream of the cars up in front. Oh, I didn't realise TGR has a 2.3 second penalty to boot as well. So no matter what, as long as I stay behind them, I'm going to have that position. They are making a move on the Honda Civic right now, so we're looking at the ambulance on the left hand side, braking down to 4th gear. Rub those curves as much as you can. Not as much as what the Audi's done by the looks of it, as they have gone off and into a wall. I did go into the grass, giving me another 0.3 second penalty for what I was going to try and avoid a collision. But yeah, Forza is not allowed to avoid collisions, and apparently I gained time while slowing down. But yeah, okay. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I've given up caring about the penalty system. It's clearly working and it's clearly fixed because they are collecting 300% more data, which makes them 300% more likely to be wrong. Right. Catch up with Chippinator up in front. I'm going to see if we can make a move on them as well. Bearing in mind though, if I do make a move on them, I still got to find another 1.3 seconds after overtaking. Braking at the 200 meter board, down the 3rd gear, going slow through this corner. Contact has been made because of a good old bit of apex syndrome, so I'll give him a little bit of tail out nudge. Over you go. I'm not putting up with this. This is what I like about the Lavore. You could just plant the throttle and just use that front end as a holding piece whilst you're pushing them out. So yeah, we managed to gain that position. We are lap 4 of 6, so car up in front is 4 seconds away with 0.3 second penalty. So unless I'm really lucky, I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up to that position as we break into the bus stop. 4th gear, probably a little bit slow, but we are in one piece. I think that's 50% of the race we have actually done that bus stop in one piece. Coming around here now, accelerating out of the corner and giving a nice old slingshot. Surprisingly enough, Chippinator behind is 0.3 seconds away. We're looking out for the 200 meter board, touch of the brakes down to 4th gear, rub that curb on the left hand side, not into the mud. Accelerate out of the corner, back over to the left hand side, touch of the brakes again, rub that curb on the right, accelerate out of the corner, and over the start and finish line we go. Skipping ahead to another bus stop moment, we have Soft Waffles behind, looking to make a move. I take the inside line, being more defensive. Through the bus stop we go, side by side, really leaning on each other, and I should have given more space to Soft Waffles behind. It's quite difficult because the line path I was taking, I would have had to really drop the speed to be able to go through too wide through that section there. And I think Soft Waffles would have also had to drop a lot more speed as well, because their angle coming into that corner would have just sent me off to oblivion. So I think a bit of clumsiness both on our part through that section there. But Soft Waffles is very quick in that Audi. I've raced Soft before, and again, yeah, they are a very quick driver. And they are going to see if they can make a move again. I know they're going to. They're not going to let that one drop. And we are on our final lap, so they're going to give it their all. Braking down the 3rd gear here, through the curb we go, and out the other side. Bit of tail out happiness, and accelerating out the other side. They would have had a much better exit than I have. As you can clearly see, they are lunging their way past me. But with a good old Rolex livery right there, thankfully though, we're going to be in their tow. So we're going to have a good old bit of pull from Soft Waffles up ahead. Thing is, Soft Waffles is going to have that position anyway because of my beautiful penalty I have got. As we're breaking through here, going way too slow and out the other side. The Honda Civic did go onto the lawn behind in the rear view mirror, so we're looking at the hut on the right side, start accelerating out of the corner. Soft Waffles is now 0.5 seconds ahead, and yeah, it's a shame. The penalty is, yes, frustrating to an extent, because it does compromise your race overall. I have heard people say they would rather have a slowdown than penalties, as I do absolutely send it onto the outside of that track. Looking good doing so. But let me know down in the comments below, would you prefer a slowdown or do you prefer the penalty system? I'd be really interested to see what you got to think about that. Crossing over that line in position. Well, I didn't check, what were we? I think 6, 7 overall. But before you do go, I have been donated a controller to be given away to a random channel member. Now this controller is out of box, it hasn't been used, it is like brand new, it's just the box has been opened. If you'd like to be part of the draw, you must become a channel member, so click that join button down below. And if you have any further questions, please ask down in the comment section down below as well. Thank you all for watching, see you all next time, goodbye.